Hello, welcome to my channel. Time to get your spook on. We're going to have a look at the supernatural landscape of the North York Moors and why a Hollywood director would choose it for the opening scene in his classic horror An American Werewolf in London. Though I reckon it was the North York Moors that chose him. Howie, man. An American Werewolf in London was released in 1981. The opening scene shows two American backpackers lost on the North York moors before fatally encountering the werewolf. The director and writer John Landis chose to set his film in modern London to combine his love of British horror with his interest in ancient European folklore. There was also a massive tax incentive for overseas filmmakers to create in the UK. Also, there is a twist to this story, but you'll have to wait till the end. Welcome to the North York Moors, itself like a wolf, wild and untamed. Trust me, I know. The North York Moors is now a 500 square mile national park in the northeast of England. For the early settlers on the moors, this was a landscape of dense forest. Life inside the forest naturally stirred the imagination, and stories grew to give meaning to life and explain its mystery. Remarkable trees were considered bridges between the natural and the supernatural. Tree spirits were believed to inhabit and empower the tree, and could be called upon for protection. The forest also held real danger, a place where predators held the advantage. For centuries, the wolf was the greatest threat to moorland communities. It was a constant present in their minds and imagination. People believed they could shapeshift by channeling the spirit of an animal, taking on its qualities, like the strength and cunning of a wolf. When the Romans arrived, they rebuilt the ancient pathways over the moors into well-engineered causeways, connecting the city of York to the coast. They brought their own stories of humans transforming into wolves through magic, or the result of a curse, or divine punishment. Centuries later, the Vikings brought tales of giant supernatural dogs that merged with local black dog legends. Out of this grew the Barghurst, a haunting black dog with fiery eyes, unique to the North York moors. To see it was an omen of death. After the Viking era, Christianity started to spread. Moorland people began taking their dead to churches for burial on consecrated ground. Ancient paths, carved out by hunters, traders, and soldiers over centuries, now served as funeral routes. For remote communities, this often meant carrying the dead for miles across rough, treacherous terrain. Mourners had to navigate both the dangers of the natural world, wolves, robbers, rough terrain and harsh weather, and the supernatural risks of sacred spaces. Crossing water, for example, was seen as a threshold between the two worlds. These journeys gave rise to tales of restless spirits and lurking dangers. Travellers were warned not to walk the paths at night. Towards the end of the Victorian period, a new supernatural figure appeared on the moors in Bram Stoker's Dracula. In the novel, Count Dracula arrives in England at Whitby, on the eastern edge of the moors. According to the tale, Dracula turned into a black dog as soon as he set foot on the land, before travelling through the night across the moors. This story adds another layer of mystery to the wild landscape and the supernatural legacy of the North York moors. There's been no record of ghost dogs or real wolves prowling the moors for centuries, yet they still haunt our imaginations, none more vividly than in the work of the creator of An American Werewolf in London. Oh, and the plot twist, while it's set on the moors, it was actually filmed in Wales.